Hey everyone, what is going on? It's Wilson, and I guess you're listening to another episode of Beyond the Growth. I started Beyond the Growth probably around I think 7-8 months ago, and now I'm coming back to it mainly because I feel like I want to get back into audio content. I've been writing a lot lately on Yes Insight's blog, but I want to get back into audio content as well as I want to share my marketing experience and my growth experience um, with the community. Pretty much what I have been trying at Yes Insights to try and grow it is a SaaS company. And my previous experience at Inspired Beats growing a lead generation startup, right? So I kind of wanted to share the marketing experience behind it, what was working on the sales side, what wasn't working, and a bunch of growth hacks that I've tested and worked or did not work. So for the next couple of probably weeks or months, I will be trying my best to post an episode every single day where I share a growth strategy that I've tried, and I'll put my personal opinion into it and let you know whether or not it worked for any of my ventures, whether it was me being employed at one of the venture-backed companies or one of the ventures that I started. I've probably tested over 300, 400 growth hacks, and all I can say is that not the same growth hack will work for every same startup. So there's no one type of thing that works for everybody. It takes a lot of just testing, and trying things out. So what worked for Inspire Beats, which was my lead generation company, is not probably isn't working for Yes Insights. And there's a lot of cases of that happening, right? So when I first jumped into Yes Insights, I'm like, okay, let's try this, let's try that, because it worked at my other startup. But the fact is that it's a whole different target, it's a whole different market, and what people say works, most of the time when it gets to you, it doesn't work. Either it's too crowded, there's too many venture-backed companies in there spending too much money in there, and they're just pouring money in because they're well-funded. So bootstrapping companies like us have a hard time figuring out the best growth strategies, right? So I'm just going to kind of share my experiences in this episode as well as the future episodes about my marketing efforts and as and my experience as a founder in general. So in this episode, I kind of want to go over one trick, and I'm going to try to keep these as small as possible. One of the growth hacks or a marketing strategy I would say is by using this site called HARO, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people that's listening right now probably heard of HARO. So it stands for Help a Reporter Out. It's helpareporterout.com, I think, maybe. I'm going to search that real quick just to make sure. HARO, checking Google. Yep, helpareporter.com. So pretty much what it does is it's a double-sided marketplace. You can sign up as a journalist, or you can sign up as somebody that's being a source. So pretty much what happens is if you're a journalist, for example, you're writing a blog article or you're doing a research report, and you just need help on certain topics, right? Whether that is quotes, or you need stories, or you just need personal experience, or you just have a question, right? Then you can submit what they call a pitch. And then what you would do is that you will submit the pitch, and then people will receive it in their email. So sourcers will receive it in their email, and if they have relevant experience in that field, they can reply to that email and hopefully get featured on the big site like Forbes or Entrepreneur.com or something like that, right? I've been on both sides of the table, so I've tried signing up as a journalist to help myself find quotes and personal experience on customer feedback, and I've also been a source, right? So I can tell you that when you're trying to use this as a marketing strategy, it works, but it's not something that will poke a hole in the needle kind of thing. Like it's not something that will hit a bullseye, is what they call it, right? It's not one of those marketing channels that will get you up there quick. But what it does help with is that it definitely helps with SEO, especially if you get featured in one of these like bigger sites like Forbes or some sort of big tech crunch, some sort of tech news site. If you can get some backlinks, or you can get some sort of like just some sort of quote in there with your name and your company name that links back to your site, then it really helps with SEO. Another thing is that it makes you look like an expert in the field. So, for example, my friend Sujin Patel, right? He's a famous marketer. I see him all over the place. I don't know if he's using HARO for this or if he just has a lot of connections, but those start to help you build your personal brand, because everywhere I go, I start to notice this guy. I see the same picture, I see the same name, and it seems like he's been an expert in the marketing field, right? So immediately, if I think of an influencer in the growth hacking industry, I'm gonna think of Sujin because of that reason. So it does help you build your brand. It does get your company name out there, your personal brand, SEO for sure, backlinks. A lot of backlinks go back to your site. So that's the good thing about being a source. The downside about doing this is, I would say, it does require a lot of time commitment, because what happens is that people send these pitches to you over an email, so you get like a morning edition in your email. I think it's like an afternoon and the evening edition, so you get 3 emails a day from HARO with different questions. And one thing is that it's very time consuming. So if you don't have that much time in your hand, you have to keep replying to all these emails, and chances are that probably 9 out of 10 of them will never get back to you, and probably 9 out of 10 of them will never feature you or even put you in a quote. So you actually spend a lot of time just going back and forth or making pitches and just composing emails without any results. So that could be the downside of it. But as, let's say, you're a writer and you're doing research report, or you just want industry kind of like quotes, then you can definitely be a journalist, and they approve within 1 or 2 days, if I remember correctly. So you do get a lot of responses. It's a really great site. If you want to explore more SEO type of channels and build more backlinks, get your name out there, then I would definitely recommend you giving it a try. So it's helpareporter.com. Yeah, that's my tip for that, and that's my thoughts on HARO. So I will continue making these episodes. The next one, I'll probably be talking about some of the acquisition growth hacks that I went through, and probably what worked and what didn't work. Again, you're listening to Beyond the Growth. You can probably subscribe to the iTunes, or you can visit beyondthegrowth.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at WilsonPeng8. Or on Snapchat and Instagram at WilsonPeng8. So same thing. But anyways, see you guys in the next one, and hopefully this one helped you guys.